Hey everyone, welcome back to Frigid North Auto. Today we're going to do an equipment review on this lightweight guy. It's 750 pound rated. What we have coming up here in a little bit is a lightweight engine. The one that I have has my boat motor on it, and so it's kind of dedicated to that. So it ate that one up, so we bought a couple more to do this job. The engine that we purchased has a lot of components that need to be swapped over to it, so it's best to go ahead and put that up on the stand. Tools that you'll need are a pair of earmuffs or earplugs, a 17mm socket, impact driver helps, 17mm wrench, 15mm wrench, 19mm ratchet wrench. So this is the Evercraft brand. It's a Napa brand. All right. Of course, we have our instructions. It has a list of service centers if you have any warranty concerns later on. What do you know? Alaska's not on there. I guess we're not considered America. Not sure why, but they sure like to visit us. Nail us with some crazy shipping costs too. All right, so we have everything here. We'll see what the instructions look like. Your front cover, and you have your warnings and cautions, and then you have your parts diagram. There's no pictures for assembly, and right into Mexican. So Mexican jumps right into Spanish. There's no real instructions as far as visual things go. You just have to know how to read. For us mechanics, that can be a challenge sometimes. Yeah, we like pictures. Anyway, here's a picture if you need it, a list of your parts. We have acquired the lovely Aaliyah to help us out here. So we're gonna start with our base, and the base is the bar that has the axles on it. And then we're gonna grab our post. We're gonna put this flange on the outside. And this is why it's nice to have your hardware all already out and organized, because then you can just go right to it and know where your stuff is at, and then start fastening. So what we're going to do now is go ahead and assemble our front post. We're going to have a couple bolts there. Thank you. Sounds like C doesn't want to go to the bathroom. Can't say his name on video. And if you can get yourself an assistant, that's even better. And all it costs is a quesadilla meal at Taco Bell. We went out and had a daddy-daughter date, so to speak. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna mate the cross beam with the post. And we're simply going to just slide this tube into this one here. Easy peasy. You don't want this beam here to be too far out, because then it gets wobbly and you lose your capacity. Make it flush with the very end of this square tube here. Now on the bottom of this is a thread boss for your lock bolt. This doesn't go all the way up in. It's kind of cheesy. I don't really like it. One thing you can do is go through and weld these together if you like. Who's ever going to really disassemble these later on anyway? There's really no point of that unless you absolutely have no storage. So let's go ahead and throw this in and see, use your knees or your leg, whatever you got, and run that flush, and then run this in. Thank you. And we'll just go ahead and tighten this down. So swivel caster number 1. This is where it helps to not have sausage fingers. This is where it's nice to have the ratchet wrench. And then this one I use to actually just put the heavy torque on it. All right, we throw one of our rear casters on. That simply just slides on there. And then we take this fat washer here. And I'll take one of those lock pins right there. And then throw it on there. And I throw the caster on. And we're going to throw our caster in. Go sausage fingers. I don't think I have sausage fingers. I've seen some pretty big hands. I don't think I have those. Anyway. And now we're going to go ahead and tighten down the bolts that are on our beams. Here's where we throw our earmuffs in. Leah is just going to simply plug her ears and run her home. Okay, that's that. Now this is pretty thin metal. And so if you just keep going with it, even these 1/4 inch nut drivers, they're pretty powerful. They have some some oomph to them. It'll just suck the metal in and just cause it to burp. And so you don't want that. So now we're going to go ahead and put our engine plate in. We're going to go ahead and put our lock pin. It just goes there, and it's got another hole as well. And boom, there you have it. So one thing to note is this has a hole in there for like a clip. And why, I don't know, because it doesn't come out anything, it doesn't protrude. It does go through the entirety of this tube right here, but it doesn't go anywhere where you can access it. So what's the point of that? I don't know. It's just it's a mystery. Put our ears on, and we run these this way so they don't interfere with anything that you have on the stand. And that being said, I do the opposite with the mounting bolts, because if you're in a sandal, which home guys are in sandals a lot, you'll grab an ankle on these or whatnot and rip yourself right open. So isn't Aaliyah doing a fantastic job? I think so. We've got these on. We're not going to tighten these down because as you put an engine on here, you need to maneuver these around. So we just leave these loose until we actually mount an engine on here, and then we can tighten them down. And that's it. Oh, forgot the handle. Forgot the handle. My assistant's supposed to remind me of these things. Okay, and that just slides through, and they give you this, it's kind of cheesy. It just goes on there just to keep it from flying through. When you're rotating this engine around, you take this pin out and you rotate the engine around. Don't just hold on to that plastic, because you get to a certain point and that handle might fly right on out, and then you lose control of your engine. Anyway, there's the stand. Nothing to it. Casters are noisy. At some point I'll probably take them off and put on heavy duty polymer casters. That way it's quiet, and when you come up to a rock you don't get hung up. What do you think, Aaliyah?
Good.
Good, pretty simple. These are, remember, these are for lightweight engines. These are not for big, heavy diesel engines. Don't put a diesel engine on these things. For this, your inline 4s, your V6s, your smaller V8s, not a big deal. Good. All right, with that, for right now, we'll call it a wrap, and we'll see you guys in a little bit. Thanks.
That's a wrap.